Hey, this is Movie Edge, and today's collection video is going to be from a label called Olive Films. And if you have not heard of Olive Films, it's basically a Chicago-based label, boutique label, that sells some really good classics. They're into comedy, drama, horror, all that good stuff. And yeah. And I have a stack here of their stuff. I don't have a lot of their stuff, but I do like their label. It's really good. When I first started collecting Olive Films, they were pretty affordable in price. As time progressed till like now, the prices went up. And that was kind of a turn off for me. But if there's a movie I really want that they released, I will take the time, pre-order it, and get it off of Amazon, not off of their website, because off of their website it would be like 2 times more than what's on Amazon. So let's get started. Got a nice big stack here. This movie should be like one of these movies that, well, I don't have to explain. It's Mannequin. It's Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall, along with Estelle Getty, J.W. Bailey from Police Academy, and it's a story about Mannequin coming to life and only he can see it, and blah 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 blah. And by the end of the movie, she becomes real, kind of like Pinocchio, but with a vagina. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. Next, Roseanne. Roseanne is coming back to, well, no, it is back on TV, and I watched a couple episodes of the new season of it. Absolutely funny, great stuff. This is a movie, if you never checked out, is worth checking out. Roseanne, Meryl Streep, and Ed Begley Jr. Best freaking dark comedy of the 80s. And it's from Orion Pictures, but it's owned by MGM now. And if you have not seen this movie ever, or even heard of it, I highly recommend you check this one out. I'm not going to talk about much of it, but I will give you the back to read. There you go. It's a PG-13 movie. It's got some innuendos and some swearing in there, but other than that, it is a great dark comedy. It's about Roseanne's husband, Ed Begley Jr., cheating on her with Meryl Streep, and yeah, the comedy is great in this movie. It is brilliant. The only thing I don't like about this is the freaking artwork that they used. This is not the original artwork from the VHS or from the poster art or whatever. This is just, I don't know, man. Somebody one day was like using like Photoshop or something and said, done. This artwork sucks. They needed to use the DVD artwork. Yeah. This is region free as well. If you can see, there's no region on there. Mannequin was region 1, region A lot. Next one is a movie from 1981. 86 minutes. It's a comedy horror movie, comedy parody horror, and it's called Student Bodies. If you have never heard of this movie, I highly recommend go on Amazon, check it out. I think it's still on DVD if you want to buy it off of Legends Films, or you could go to Olive Films and buy it there. Before it goes out of print again, because it was in print, it was out of print, it was in print, it's out of print, whatever. It was on VHS, it was on Laserdisc, it was on DVD, and now Blu-ray. And I was having an argument with people about, I don't know, close to 8 years ago, going, oh, they're never going to put this on DVD or Blu-ray. That movie's never going to see the light of day. It did go on DVD. Paramount distributed it through Legends Films, and then they distributed it through Olive Films. So to those people, I guess you were wrong. Fuck you. Alright? But this is a great parody movie. It parodies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, other really just stalker movies at the time and stuff. The voice of the killer is basically Marlon Brando's son, and he does a really funny job at the voice of the killer. And yeah, this is a great little treat if you haven't found it. Great underrated movie. Alright, this movie I can't really talk that much about because I haven't seen it in years. I kind of bought this when Carrie Fisher passed away, and I went on the internet and I'm like, I'm getting just a bunch of Carrie Fisher movies on Blu-ray. Sibling, I'm going to screw this up again because I filmed this once, screwed it up, so I'm filming it again. Sibling Rivalry. It's easy to see, but to say it one after another, it's a tongue twister. But anyway, it's got a great cast on here. It's got Kirstie Alley, Bill Pullman, late great Carrie Fisher, Jamie Gertz, Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap, Sam Elliott, and Mr. Al Bundy himself, Ed O'Neill, is in her as well. So great cast. I only remember bits and pieces of it, but yeah, I have to revisit this one. It's from 1990. It's 88 minutes. Castle Rock put this out. Castle Rock, Columbia kind of distributed it, but MGM owns it now. So, yeah. Sibling Rivalry. There you go. Another underrated film. Now, if there's any people out there who are Sid Caesar fans, this is an underrated Sid Caesar film, but it's a William Castle film. If people out there collect William Castle films, you have to have this in your collection. This one and Busybodies, which is not on Blu-ray yet. It's on DVD from Legends Films. Paramount put it out there. Why they didn't re-release it to Olive Films, I don't know. But the spirit is willing. And it's a ghost comedy kind of thing where they rent this house and for vacation, and they find out it's haunted and blah 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 blah. And yeah, it's got a great cast on here. It's got Sid Caesar, Vera Mills, Barry Gordon. I'll show you a picture of him. Barry Gordon right here was from Archie Bunker's Place. If you remember the spin-off of All in the Family, he was basically one of the main characters in that. He was in other things, but I just don't remember right now. Who else is in here? Introducing, first time ever on film, or first movie at least, John Astin of Gomez Addams, The Addams Family, and other great films. John Astin. It's in Technicolor, and of course it's a Paramount picture. Yeah, this is a really underrated comedy as well. And 100 minutes, 1967. Fun time. It's like okay, if you have a rainy Saturday or Sunday afternoon, pop this in. It's fun. Yeah. Next, I have the last movie that Abbott and Costello made together, and it was for United Artists. Apparently, they had a contract with United Artists at the time, because I know they made 3 films for MGM. MGM then owned United Artists, so I guess they were still under contract to make one more film, and it took them a hell of a long time to do it, but in 1956 they did. Dance with Me, Henry. And not many, they're the only 2 famous people in this movie. The rest of them are like unknowns, really. But who directs this? Charles Burton. He directed like almost all of their movies at MGM, and even Warner Brothers when they made 2 films, and at Universal, almost all of them. So yeah, he's one of their favorite directors. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was produced by Bud and Lou, but it doesn't say it on here. Yeah. And it is from 1956. Of course, this was like one of their only 2 widescreen movies. The other one being Abbott and Costello Meets the Mummy, which really kind of crappy transfer on that movie if you got that from Universal. No matter if it's in a box set with a mummy or by itself, the transfer's not that great on that. It's kind of blurry on like the sides here. It's blurred a little bit when it's like trying to, focus on the picture, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, this is a great underrated movie, but the thing is about this movie, Bud Abbott was like phoning it in. He looked so tired in this movie, and he was the one the story was about where he was in trouble with he made some bets with the races and horses and stuff, and usually it's Lou that's in trouble. But he was in trouble. Lou tried to get out of it, and in the meantime, Lou's trying to adopt these kids as well. So he's got that on his plate. He's trying to help his friend, and so Lou Costello carried this movie on pretty much his shoulders. He was the better actor of the 2 in this movie. And then, sadly, they broke up. Lou Costello did more TV than movies after that. The last movie he was in was for Columbia, and it was called 30-Foot Bride of Candy Rock, which, not on Blu-ray yet, it's on DVD-R, and that one was pretty sad. It was pretty pathetic, but it was in widescreen. It was for Columbia, not a big budget film. Yeah, so yeah, they made 36 films. This was the 36th film. That's all I got to say about Dance with Me, Henry. Next, I got 2 Danny Kaye movies. And for you younger people out there watching this, they're like, who the hell's Danny Kaye? Danny Kaye was in White Christmas, if you ever seen White Christmas. He was in The Court Jester. That's another one, if you have not seen, to check out. I think it's out of print now. I'm not quite sure, but it never made its way to Blu-ray yet. So I'm hoping that Paramount releases that. But Paramount did release Knock on Wood on this label. Why they didn't release it on the Paramount label, I don't know. But Knock on Wood is a really excellent, it's more of a comedy thriller kind of movie with trying to find the cast, but it's right on front. Duh. There you go. And Danny Kaye is trying to escape from I guess these spies. I haven't seen this in a while, so I'm taking a guess. But Knock on Wood was made in 1953. It's 103 minutes. The only thing that bothers me about this transfer is that they put it in a 1.781 aspect ratio, which is completely wrong. This movie was 4:3. This movie was never a widescreen movie. The first widescreen movie at Paramount was White Christmas. They had started VistaVision. And the second one was a Martin and Lewis movie by the name of Three Ring Circus, which is not available yet anywhere to buy. So this one never was really in widescreen. Just a word of warning. So to people out there who want to buy this and say, hey, I want to get this. There's the back. There's another movie that just, there's absolutely no, what do you call on it? Region. There's no region locks on here. So, I mean, at least it doesn't say it. It's not on the inside, not on the outside. So, I guess the earlier films had it. The only one that I came across was Sibling Rivalry is the only one I came across yet with a Region A lock. The rest of these films, they're not locked. The next one, the next film is from 1961, 92 minutes. This one is in widescreen. This one's a correct ratio aspect. And, the cast right there. And Danny Kaye did a really good job at this. He looks like this British colonel. So they like that fact, so they use him as a double. And it's Nazis and World War II spoof kind of thing. So yeah, this well worth watching. One of his funnier movies. And this one, I didn't mention it, was from 62, 92 minutes long. I'll give you a look at the back. You wanna pause it? There you go. Again, no region, so I guess anybody can play that. All right, now I got two Bob Hope movies, and this one is a really good one, directed by George Marshall. Bob Hope, Mickey Rooney, and Marilyn Maxwell, which Marilyn Maxwell worked with Bob Hope before in another movie. And first time and only time that he worked with Mickey Rooney. And they made a really good team in this movie. Trying to read this. Where? Yeah, see this one. No cast listings. None. This is like the cheapest one when they first started out. That's what I mean. When I said Olive Films was cheaper at the beginning, when I first started collecting, and then as they progressed, they put more time and effort into this stuff. No region on this. And Jack Dempsey makes a cameo in this movie, so that's something. And what's the year? 1953, black and white, 89 minutes long, and it's the original aspect ratio. Full screen. There you go in the back. So if you haven't actually heard of this movie, check it out. It's called Off Limits. But when you watch the movie and the beginning where the title screen comes up with the name of the movie, it won't say Off Limits. No, it'll say something else. I don't exactly know word for word what it said, but it said something like Army police officers or something like that. And they must have changed it at the last minute to call it Off Limits. Why they didn't change the title screen, I don't know. But yeah, Bob Hope movie. Next Bob Hope movie is from 1962, and it is Road to Hong Kong. The Road to Hong Kong. And it stars Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, and Joan Collins this time, not Dorothy Lamour. I guess Dorothy Lamour couldn't do the whole movie, but she does have a special appearance in here. And there you go. There's the back. And there's no region lock on this one either. So you can try checking that out. Or go to their website and see, or call them up, or get a hold of them on email at olivefilms.com, because they might have more information than I do, because all I see is no region labels at all. So yeah, some of these might not. Okay, the co-starring Dorothy Lamour, and you have special appearances by Peter Sellers, and you have special appearances by Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, and I think there's other cameo appearances in here as well. Great freaking movie from the 60s, the last one they made, and didn't leave on a high note. I think, you know, they could have done a better job at this, but it was an independent film, and UA owns it, and MGM owns it now. So, well, The Road to Hong Kong. If you're a road fan, highly recommend to pick that up for your collection. The next 6 films are Jerry Lewis films. Jerry Lewis solo films. First one is from 1958, and it stars Marilyn Maxwell, and it is a story about, okay, Marilyn Maxwell, right here, gets pregnant, but she has to complete a film, so they do some publicity stunt where she disappears, has the kids, and ends up with Jerry Lewis, and he raises them until she's ready to take them, so she could finish her movies and stuff like that. And well, it's a great comedy. It's got some really great scenes in it, and it's 1958. It is a widescreen movie. It's 103 minutes, and at the beginning, the intro to the movie, there is Jerry Lewis singing "Rockabye Baby," and great. It's got a great voice, just a great intro to the movie. And Jerry Lewis's son, Gary Lewis, actually makes an appearance in this flashback scene. He plays the young Jerry Lewis in this. So yeah, if you've never seen this movie, check it out. And I'll give a shot at the back. Yeah. Again, there's no region locks on this at all, so you might be able to buy it. I know all these films like this, some of them are available out in the UK, so you might be able to find them there. Geisha Boy is the next one. This is one of my favorite solo movies, early solo movies from Jerry Lewis. Beautifully filmed. Jerry Lewis is a struggling magician, the great Wooly, and he does USO tours, entertaining the troops of Japan and Korea. Our troops, the U.S. troops, not their troops. Get that out of okay. And I guess this boy found him right here, and he got attached to Jerry Lewis, and Jerry Lewis gets attached to his older sister. So yeah, and Jerry Lewis had to get rid of the kid, so he had to be like, tough love, and he's like, I gotta go back to America, get out of here, and stuff like that. So when he goes back to America, the kid is on the plane, and he follows him back, and he's like, oh my god. So they had to bring him back to Japan, and yeah, but he decides to stay. I think married his sister and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen the Geisha Boy, well worth checking out. A lot of great laughs in this movie, and a lot of touching moments as well. Jerry Lewis was a really good. He could do comedy 1 minute and drama the next. It's a really good mixture. I should have done this one first, but oh well. Money from Home, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis movie. That was having problems with their copyright because it was a Damon and Runyon film. I actually explained this in the Kino Lorber collection, but this movie was having problems when they were trying to release the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis set from Paramount was trying to release those. There's a 2-volume set, but this movie was having copyright issues, so they couldn't release it with the set. So they released it without it, along with 2 other films for some strange, odd reason. I don't know why. But finally, it was taken care of. This movie was released first on DVD from Legends Films, and then it was released on Blu-ray from Olive Films. I think it's released on DVD as well on Olive Films, but this movie is great, and it was originally done in 3D, but I guess they didn't feel like releasing it in 3D, but it would look cool in 3D. 1953, 100 minutes, color. It's a full screen ratio because this was right before the year they made a widescreen movie. So, yeah. No one really famous in this movie, I want to say, but that no one recognized. But here goes the back. Maybe you can read that, recognize some names and stuff. Here is the bottom. See, this is another newer movie that I bought that has Locked on it, which is a shame because people in the UK, I don't think this was released in the UK yet. It might be released in Germany, so you can get a German copy of this with the English dub, I think. But other than that, don't think so. Yeah. That's Money from Home. Hilarious movie. One of their best, in my opinion. Okay, go back to the Jerry Lewis solo films. This is from 1962. 83 minutes. This is black and white. Widescreen, of course. It is. It's Only Money. It's another awesome, funny movie. And Jerry Lewis plays a television and radio repairman who dreams of someday being a private detective. And yeah, that's what this is all about. And I guess he finds some money and blah 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 blah. Don't feel like explaining the whole movie to you, but this one is also region free. Give you a shot at the back. The older ones really have jack crap on them, but there you go. If you could see that, there you go. So that is I have artwork on this. Some of these did have artwork at the beginning when they were starting to release them. Some of them didn't. This, one of my favorite later movies in his career from 1963. That is Jerry Lewis, Who's Minding the Store. Great, funny, hilarious movie. And he's a dog walker at first, but his girlfriend works for this very rich person who owns this department store. So he gets a job there, but the father does not know that they're going out together and dating and stuff like that. And yeah, Jill St. John is in here, which plays the girlfriend. And there's another guy, Ray Watson. If you see a picture of him, you'll actually know who he is. Great gags in this movie, great situations and everything, and yeah, this one I highly recommend you pick it up. Well, it's a regional phrase. So 1963, 90 minutes. It's in widescreen, Technicolor. Give you a shot at the back. That's the back. Yeah. This one's got artwork in it, so yeah. Alright, the last but not least, this one had some star power in it, and it's from 1965. I don't know if this is his last movie he made for Paramount, or second to the last movie he made for Paramount before he went to Columbia. I don't remember. But this one's got Tony Curtis in it. Yeah. So this one's got some really good star power. It's Boeing. His friend here, Playboy, is going out with these three girls, and he has it timed just right for when one's leaving, one's coming in. They're all stewardesses. They're all flight attendants going on the Boeing flights. And, you know, he has it timed just perfectly so he could spend time with each one of them. And one day it doesn't happen right. And he called in his friend, which is played by Jerry Lewis, to help him out and, yeah, get the situation going. And it's kind of like, I want to describe it as a Three's Company episode. Yeah, something like that. And, yeah, who's in this? Tony Curtis, co-starring, oh, none of these names I recognize, except for Thelma Ritter. She plays the maid in it, and she's hilarious. And she was in a lot of other movies. No relation to John Ritter, no, but yeah. This is based on a play, so yeah, it was a play first before it was a movie. It's more of a sex comedy kind of thing. Don't know if this got the mature rating or for adults only. I don't know, but on here it says not rated. So yeah, this one also has region free on it. So I'm going to give you a shot at the back there. You can pause that and read it. There's the bottom. A lot of those actresses that were in this are not really famous. So there you go. And there you go. And there you go with that disc. I had all these on DVD and I upgraded them because I bought them all first from all the films on DVD. I'm like, why am I buying this on DVD when I get them on Blu-rays? I double dipped them. But I sold them. I'm in a profit. So. Yeah. So that for now, if I don't drop them, is my Olive Films collection. Hopefully I can get some more, but they're not really releasing stuff that I'm interested in right away. So maybe I'll take my time with this. Still looking for Mannequin 2. So yeah, that might be the next one I'll buy. And hopefully they release more Jerry Lewis films. So, if you have any comments or questions about any of the Olive films that I showed today, mostly all of them being from Paramount, and a couple from MGM and stuff, but yeah. Mostly Paramount and MGM titles released through that. But if you have any comments or questions, leave them below. And yeah. But I highly recommend Olive Films because they have some really good catalog titles. Like I said, they're going up in price, and that's kind of a turnoff for me. But if I really want the movie, I will buy it. And yeah, and this collection video completes my Hello Films collection. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Maybe my Digibook collection? Maybe Milk Creek collection. I have a lot of them, so I have to get them all together to do that. But I want to do that one. And, you know, I have to get back to the Disney film series collection. So, yeah, I have a lot I want to do for this channel. So, yeah. This is Movie Edge signing off. And remember, movies are your best entertainment. And if you think otherwise, you want to fight about it, come on. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. See you next time, people. Take care.